Hi, my name is Chris Haslage, and what we're going to do today is we're going to make something called the bomb. Well, not really, it's not a bomb, but it's actually what you see is a BYO kit from X-Arcade and a hobby box that you get from Radio Shack. To take a closer look in the big camera here, you can see the BYO kit. It's nothing more but just a small little motherboard that it connects to a bunch of jumpers and leads, and you can actually unplug one of these jumpers and see how it connects. Really simple, right? However, the problem is with most of us, we have big giant arcade cabinets, and however, I'm one of those that have double of these. Actually, I'm looking to build one more, make it 3 nice joy panels. The problem is with joy panels is you gotta plug them in each time. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to make a joy panel kit that you keep in a box kind of like this here. So all I gotta do is just plug stuff. I have one of these nice little DP25s that you see you know, in like printer cables, and they really don't use them too much anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the plugs from the BYO kit from X-Arcade, and you see I've already cut the wires off of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that any of the connections are not broken, so we're going to solder them. The first thing we're going to do is start tinning the tips on these. So we're going to grab a little solder, make sure we get a nice tip of solder here. You know, just tin them the old-fashioned way if you feel the need. Just make sure you get yourself some nice flow on them. And then after you get them all tinned, then we just want to stick them on. Now, definitely want to refer to the BYO manual to make sure you have the right combination for wires. BYO manual says for player 1 buttons 1, 2, 4, and 5 are going to go in this order. Button 5 is brown, and that one goes first. So you want to make sure you have this properly placed, and number 1 would be in that area there. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick number 1 in here. There you go. 1 down, 19 to go. When you're about finished soldering, you'll notice that you have a few extra wires here being for joypad 2 for the start and select buttons. We also have the ground. There's only one ground here, as you can see, and then there is 2 terminals. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go and make a connector, which I have right here. As you can see, all it is just a wire. What we're going to do is we're going to go and put this between both players 1 and players 2 so we can go and complete the circuit. Which we're going to do right now. I'm going to twist it quickly. Okay, and we can black tape that a little bit later. Right now I'm just mainly concerned about getting that on the board just so we have it there and ready to go. There you go. Joypad 1 is completed and wired up. Once you're done soldering, as you can see here, I'm done. What you need to do with Joypad 1, or Joy Area 1, is stick it through its hole. Reason being is, well, it needs to go through so we can put it in place because we mounted it outside. The good news is, if it's right in there. As you can see right here that we already have all the jumpers situated in here. In the back there is jumper 2, and right now we have the last lead that we needed to do. Already poking through the hole is a DB25, and we actually have to solder this point here that's in my thumb and finger into this jumper, which is kind of an awkward solder job. But once you actually get it in there, you should be fine and we should be done. And there you have it. All I gotta do now is just put everything back into the case and zip it up, and then we're done. Next thing you want to do is you want to take a printer cable which has a DB25, and these are both male on both ends, cut in half, which is already what I've done here. You'll get yourself 25 little cords, a ground, which we won't need, we can just snip off, and a lot of shielding. Now, of course, cut the cable to size, like for instance, for my joy panel, which is not behind me, is really huge. And in fact, it's about 23 inches across. So what you would need to do is you would need to cut at least, I would say, 12 inches, a foot of this, so the wires can go in each way. So you want to make sure that this is the appropriate size for you. For each piece of the harness, you're going to need, of course, your wire, some wire ties, which I would definitely recommend, some tape, because you do want to tape it so it doesn't fall apart. And the biggest piece of all, you need to know which wires go to what, so you always want to do your wonderful circuit tester. Now to start off here, we have to figure out what line 1 is, in which I can go to my circuit tester right now and connect it and find out which cord goes to 1. Now, of course, I cheated and I already know. It's the brown. So what we have to do now is we have to take the brown, and we're going to strip it. And you want to make sure that you strip at least a centimeter off. And the reason why is you want enough slack here to go and make a loop. The reason why we're making a loop is so it's hard to come out of the shell there. And we're going to go and we're going to twist this loop. Make sure it's nice and twisted. Here we go. That's a nice loop. And then just tighten the loop like this. So in the end, you get something that looks like this. See, that's the loop right there. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take our barrel, which of course size them to whatever you're using, size them whatever microswitch you're using, and then just slide it in there. Now, it should fit pretty well snug before you crimp it. And now, of course, this is a crimper, so I'm going to go and crimp this quickly for you. And now what I do is I crimp it in 2 places. I'm crimping on the front, and I also crimp it on the back. Since this is just much small cord, I want to make sure that the cord doesn't move any. There we go. And as you see, it's not budging at all. Actually, I'm getting slack and stuff. No slack at all. It's tight in there. But I'm not finished yet. What I do want to do, though, is I want to black tape this. And the reason why, I want to make sure that this doesn't budge at all. Now, black tape isn't enough. What I do want to do is I want to add some wire ties. And the reason for that is because I don't want that black tape to move at all. I don't want the cord to move. You just cut the ends off. There you go. It's nice and tight. It's not going to move anywhere. And then you just have to do that for 24 more cords on this wire, and you should be good. After we go and connect all these barrels to the wires, we're going to connect them to our micro switches or cherries, however you want to call them, and they just slip in like that. As you can see, I've already done this board. This board's completely done. All the wires are here in a huddled mass. Imagine if you had to put the BYO kit on this board as well. It would have been much harder to do. Now, to connect everything, all you really need to do is go and get your bomb, which is, of course, right here, as you can see, and your cord, and just plug them right into each other. Now, when the BYO kit's all connected, that's all you need to do. It works just fine. There's only a few things I want to leave you with today. First off, always test your connections. Testing your connections will ensure that everything is correct and you're not putting joystick up with button 5. That's the first thing. Second thing is make sure that you always have everything labeled correctly. You know, always put a sticker on things. If you don't put a sticker on something, you're going to forget 5 years later what goes to what. Finally, you don't have to make it like a bomb. I made mine the bomb because, well, when I first made it, I was like, man, that's the bomb! And then I, of course, decorated it to make it look like that. If you have any questions, of course, you can always let me know. You can always go to the website. And for any detailed specifications, you can always contact the website as well. Before we go, I just want to say thank you once again for watching this video. And thank you to X-Arcade for being there, helping me out, and hopefully giving me free stuff. Please, free stuff. I'm kidding, but still, free stuff is always nice. Thank you once again. You have a nice day.